In fact, this might be a good cold open to let people in on like, okay, here's the energy, and now we explained it.
Okay, yeah, like this.
But I don't want you to put the pressure of being a cold open because also it might not.
I
be
could cold open.
I'm gonna leave.
I got this. All right.
Swear, but no obligations.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys, I'm Grace O'Malley, and I came in here a nervous wreck. I thought I didn't know that my people, I hate even saying that, had reached out to Rick, and I thought it was just like a mutual thing. And so here I am finding out that it was just set up by people, and I'm a huge fan of this podcast. And so being here, I'm already worried about bombing, and I got in a big fight with my sister on the way here. And
Tell people what the fight with your sister was about.
Oh, my sister and we had to flee like refugees from the Airbnb. I shouldn't say like refugees. Oh God. Good day,
You know
sir.
what? Let me save you. Jesus, for somebody who's not Jewish, you sure are playing the role.
Rubbing off.
All right, you're gonna be on the couch,
All right, cool.
and tell me what's going on with this.
That little Trejo action.
This is a full box of donuts.
Yes.
This is a gift to me.
A gift, yeah.
Your
My
br-
mom always said don't come empty-handed.
Your mom's a fan of the podcast?
Of course.
What the fuck? Look at this assortment of donuts.
Are they squished? You're a little squished.
No, they're great. They're great.
All right.
I mean, you brought me a dozen donuts.
Oh, you know. I thought a half a dozen would have been, disrespectful.
You think so, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I didn't know if there was a crew,
Got it. This podcast strikes you as a podcast with a crew?
Yeah, there's a lot of angles.
Thank you. You're gonna be here.
All right, cool.
This is my first episode with a new lens I have. I want to test
awesome. I forgot I had to leave my Airbnb, so I frantically had to pack a week's worth of clothes.
I don't understand.
I'm going to La Jolla from here.
Right.
So I had to leave my Airbnb.
Where are you? Oh, you rented a car.
In a car, yeah.
So you did all that this morning.
Yeah.
Do you have?
So that extra 15 minutes you gave was huge.
Oh, I could have given you more. Your people told me 10 o'clock.
Oh no, so good.
This is early.
No, I forgot. I thought I could have went back and packed.
What can I get you to drink?
I'm good, thank you.
I got a drink fridge, fun options.
Oh, that's fun. I take a peek.
You can take a peek.
I'll just do a water, please.
Sure. Now, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll drink a full one, or should I pour some in a glass?
I don't want to waste. I don't want to be wasteful. Thank you. Look at that service. Nice mountain spring. So California, you guys only drink out of glass. Seems like.
I have a nickname in high school. My last name is actually Schwartz, but everyone calls me Glassman because I only drink out of glass, always.
That's where it came from?
Nope.
Oh.
You just got punked.
Yeah,
LA style.
shit, damn.
Any music. I don't even know if I'm in frame.
Where's Ashton?
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
Headphones?
Are you telling me? What are you telling me?
I'm sorry, that was supposed to be with a question mark. Should I put my headphones on?
What do you want to do?
I kind of just feel a vibe. If you're gonna wear headphones, I'd wear headphones. If you're not, I'm not doing it.
All right, this is semantics here.
Yeah.
But is that you feeling a vibe, or is that you mirroring what I'm doing?
Mirroring.
So you're gonna do whatever I do?
Not the whole time.
But to start.
Just a headphone thing.
I meant with headphones.
Yes, yeah.
So when you were asking, you were basically saying, are you going to put them on soon? Because if so, you'll put them on.
Yeah. All right, there it is.
Well, I might just keep them on to check the levels.
Oh, shit.
You want to try them to hear your levels?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
No, I don't think I can hear myself.
I don't know which one's yours. Keep talking.
1, 2, 3, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 2, 5, 5.0, 7, 6, 3, 2, 5, 6, 7.
How's that?
Do.
Hear yourself?
I think, no, now I hear myself, yeah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Why was 5 afraid of 6?
7, 8, 9.
No?
Oh.
If I was 5 afraid of 6.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Because 6, 7, 8.
Oh, shit.
Okay, start your free online visit today at hims.com/TYSO. That's HIMS.com/TYSO for your personalized ED treatment options. The featured products include compound products which are not approved nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. That's my kind of drug. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan and the size of your schwanz. That's HIMS.com/TYSO for your personalized ED treatment options.
This episode is sponsored by Take Your Shoes Off. And then you say, look at this baby.
We're saying, okay. Look at this baby. You go to www.helixsleep.com/TYSO for 20% off site wide.
That's helixsleep.com/TYSO for 20% off site wide. Don't forget to say our name of the show that we sent you so we get the credit and I make a whole bunch of money. That's helixsleep.com/TYSO. All right.
Damn,
Let's get this over with.
That's fun. Okay.
I say let's get this over with sometimes, and said it to a friend of mine once on her podcast, and she took it very seriously.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
Yeah, because it made you feel like I really wanted to get it over with.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Because you don't know me.
At all.
Do you know now that when I tell you that I say it all the time, I was just joking? How do you feel about that?
I get it.
Okay. How do you feel right now? You had
Decent.
some frantic energy. You told me you had to do a lot of packing.
Yeah.
You also then picked up donuts on the way over?
I ordered them last night to be delivered.
For this?
Yes. To make sure they came on time.
Because your mom tells you to bring stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we might both be very similar with a lot of things, but I'm starting off with like, let's get this over with. And you're starting off with, here's a dozen donuts.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
You know, a little different.
Yeah. Before we get started, I got a little bit eager with my new sweatshirt. I'm a little hot. I don't want to take it off.
Okay.
I want to put the air conditioning on.
Yeah, let's get that going.
Really?
Crank it.
Here's a good opportunity for you to, if there's any small businesses or even your own stuff to plug, you want to look to camera, we'll throw some music under it.
Okay, awesome.
You don't have to. The only thing I ask is if you do, I don't know if you're too young for this, but when I was growing up, I'm 28. I don't know how old you are.
Yeah.
Same? Oh, so you know, remember this stuff.
Yeah.
In MTV, it would be like, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Rick, and I got something exciting to tell you. Do you know about that stuff?
I can do that, yeah. Okay.
JonMichael, obviously, we'll be doing this in post.
Okay.
Action!
What's up, fuckers?
Fuckers!
All right, so you see, I don't really have that kind of confidence. I can try again. I'm on tour right now. You can come through. Down for anything tour, because I'm clearly
Down for anything.
This feels like a bad self tape. A podcast disgraceful. Yeah. Thank you.
Did you wrap it up because you heard me coming, or was that perfect timing?
No, I'm just really good. I know how to call it.
Well, I missed it. I could watch it later, but just so I could see it now, could you do it again?
Oh yes, of course. What's up, guys?
No, you said what's up, fuckers, last time.
Yeah, because because I felt like I was a little more free when you were gone.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Catholic guilt, maybe.
Just for swearing?
Yeah. Well, for any and all things, kind of just go back to that.
Are you still Catholic?
No
But you
longer
still have the
practicing.
guilt.
But I still have the guilt. Yeah, it doesn't really go away.
They say you could take the girl out of the hood. I think so.
I grew up in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still in a cult or a sack?
Well, I came from the sack.
Your dad actually came out of the sack and you came from the sack. Now, this isn't my type of humor normally, but I do love a play on words.
I don't like sex stuff.
Talking about it or having it?
All of the above.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, the second part, maybe. I just, it's been a while.
Since you've talked about it?
Since I've been doing the sex.
Is that a while since you've had physical intimacy or sex in particular?
Yeah, I don't know why. I always do this to myself. I say that right away, and then we start talking about it. And I'm like, I meant to not.
That's not.
Isn't that funny? I bring up the one thing I don't want to talk about right away and then get into it for 30 minutes.
I would then argue that you're not bringing up the one thing you don't want to talk about. You're bringing up the one thing that you don't like to talk about. I think there's a difference. I think things we don't want to talk about is like it's private, which might also exist, but we don't like to talk about maybe because because we don't get anywhere with it. We've talked about it enough and nothing new came. But if you talked about it here, I have a feeling something new would come because I have a surprise for you on the balcony.
What the hell? On the balcony?
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
Well, he's supposed...
Uh-oh. Is it a bird?
I have a guy on the balcony who, if you wanted to, at the end for the tag was going to have sex with you.
Oh, no way. Did you pay him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's just a big fan.
Okay, cool.
He's, you're not going to like him.
Okay.
He's...
I can take it where I can get it, though.
Yeah, he's young.
Like how young?
He's 25.
Okay, that's just like a year older. Yeah, you're younger than me.
Yeah, but women at 26, they're sophisticated, they're big-breasted, and they're hilarious.
That's what they say.
Guys at 26, they're just like, when's the next football game?
Yeah,
You know
those
what I mean?
fucking guys. I've heard, I know a lot of those guys.
Well, you probably hang out with a lot of people your age. Once you turn 28, you start to think about other things. Like I read books like about the cosmos, about romance.
Romance.
Yeah.
You do?
Uh-huh.
You do fairy? Have you heard about the fairy porn? Fairy smut, they call it. A lot of these young women, they're reading this fairy porn and they're loving it. It's like the new age Twilight.
Oh, but instead of vampires, they're fairies?
Yes.
Now, these fairies, are they tiny?
I don't know much about these fairies, but these girls are getting riled up for these fairies. Yeah,
Your friends or just you see online?
Online friends. I know people in real life that are reading this fake
Would you
smut.
call one of your girlfriends up on the phone so that she could explain to us what's going on with this fairy smut?
Absolutely. Oh, that's smart.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, that way we don't have to, people hold it up to their microphones, but then how do you mix it properly?
I have the bad news.
What kind of phone do you have?
The next one.
There's a new phone with a new input?
Yeah.
May I?
Yes. It's the one for the computer.
When did this come out?
Last year, 2 years ago.
Damn, you were making money, huh?
Upgraded.
Well, do it the old-fashioned way.
Fuck, sorry.
It's okay.
Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go with a classic. Now she does have a job, so.
Oh.
See if she'll answer.
Do you think that we should keep her anonymous so she doesn't lose her job for talking
She's
about?
also a comedian. Stuart Fullerton.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Fullerton's daughter, son.
See, it's tricky, but
It's
this is lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart with an S.
Yes.
Right.
Not to be confused with the mouse. Oh, absolutely no service in here. So I'm sorry. And I'm on SOS mode.
Interesting.
Sorry about that.
Could you text?
Nope.
All right.
Let me see if I can get it to go to green. Fairy porn. What's your thoughts? Voice memo.
That kind of sounds like what you would look in the mirror. Fairy, what's your thoughts? Like you would say before you get fucked by or fuck a fairy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, exactly. So I
If you could text your friend and it could go through, say I'm going to call you from a different number. We could call from mine.
Okay, perfect. I said fairy porn. What's your thoughts? Voice memo, quick, or I'll call you different number even.
It doesn't even rhyme.
Well, it's on the spot. I'm trying to go quick.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than someone on their phone while you're trying to have a conversation.
Say it again.
Nothing worse than when someone's on your phone. Nothing worse when someone's on their phone and you're trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? Then you've lived a blessed life.
Yeah.
If that's the worst thing.
Yeah, that's literally the worst thing I've ever been through.
So I am wanting to hear about it because that's interesting to me. Because fairies are little.
Yeah, and I don't understand the science behind it. I don't know if these are like human-sized fairies. I don't know the jazz of it.
Isn't that, and pardon me if this is a derogatory analogy, but isn't that a homosexual? A human-sized fairy?
Yes, that's what my father says.
You still speak with him?
Every once in a while.
Got it. He's a bit homophobic, and your friends are gay because of your age, so you don't want to associate, and amongst other things, I'm sure.
I don't. He stopped drinking Bud Light at one point, so maybe
Because of the girl who posted about Bud Light.
I don't even think he knows what it was for.
It sounds like he's just slowed down his drinking.
He tried, and then I found him in a corner of a bar, and I said, "Hey, Dad, what, you have a Bud Light in your hand?" He goes, "Yeah, my throat was dry."
You were at a bar. He happened to have been there.
He was supposed to be there. I put him in the situation where he was going to relapse.
Your dad was trying to be sober, and you're like, meet me at this bar?
It was like an after party for a show, but yeah, pretty much.
And that's when he relapsed.
Well, it was like he was taking a break. We never take it that serious.
Got it. So relapse, you just call it taking a break.
Yeah.
Got it. Do you feel guilty?
No, he enjoyed himself.
Do you feel Catholic?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay. How do you feel now with me yet? Because I noticed at the beginning, I may be projecting, but I felt a little bit of an energy of unsure from you. And then I go ahead and I go, let's get this over with gag. And I think it may have...
That swayed things for a second, but then you brought it up and I feel better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your people, okay, call your people because I don't get reached out to by people's people too often. It's usually the person.
Oh.
And this time it was your people.
Is that what happened?
I think. What do you think happened? Do you think I reached out to your people? Because we could say that too.
Oh, damn it.
Well, it was still mutual.
Isn't it funny how you don't know?
Well, I guess that's because you really got people. You got people. So how could you know?
I guess so.
So just to be clear, it wasn't like your people reached out to me and I'm like, oh, let's get this over with. You know, they reached out to me. I'm saying it wasn't that.
Good grief.
It wasn't that.
What's the wink all about?
Because it's a callback to the joke. I got to be able to do my jokes.
Oh yeah, joke.
But what? And you got to be able to feel safe. So if my jokes are cannibalizing that, we'll figure it out. But
if you did your jokes and I still don't like. I don't have to feel safe. So just enjoy yourself.
I disagree.
Okay.
One thing I pride myself on this podcast is at some point during the podcast, the guest starts to feel safe.
Okay, good.
They reached out to me, and I don't know much about you, but I've seen you. You're in clips that I see all the time, and I think you're funny.
Thank you.
Like, oh, I don't really even know her. Yeah, I would love to. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, it's like a mandatory hangout.
Yeah,
almost. I don't know.
Mandatory. I would call it a monetized.
Monetized. That's a better way of saying it.
Because we don't have to.
We don't have to do. You didn't have to say yes to my people. Which I thought was not the case.
You thought I reached out to your... How would I even know who your people are to reach out to them?
I don't even know. I don't know how this world works. I'm very, very new.
Well, how do you have people?
Because they said, you need us. And I said, okay, let's do this.
Who are they?
The people.
Are they a PR company? Are
Illuminati.
I don't even know what that is other than like Tupac. That's Machiavelli. Illuminati.
Machiavelli?
Yeah, Machiavelli and Illuminati he's always talking about.
Machiavelli is a person, place, or thing.
I don't talk about that or the Illuminati.
Okay, I wouldn't if I were you.
But your people are not the Illuminati. Your people are people that work in PR or production.
Yes.
Which is it? Do they work with you on your show?
Yes.
Okay. You heard it here first. Clip it.
I'm so sorry. It really is new to me. I have no idea.
Because you just started working with them?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they're getting you on the hot podcasts.
Well, this is my favorite podcast of all time. So
no.
So pardon me if I'm a little jazzed.
Wait a minute. First of all, if you're a little jazzed, nobody knows it.
Okay.
Second of all,
jazzed could be nervous. It could be horny. I kind of use it interchangeable.
This is what jazzed means.
I'm excited to see what that is.
Sunglasses, a cigarette in the ear. We put a piano in your lap.
Oh, thank God.
So you like this podcast for real?
I love this podcast.
How do you even know this podcast?
Because I listen to it all the time.
Swear to God?
Swear to God, I literally did.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is like the... do you listen to podcasts?
I've listened to podcasts.
Okay, because I don't really tune in.
Right.
And I was looking for a podcast to watch all the time. and I stumbled upon yours, and now I watch it all the time, and it's the only one I've been listening to.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Now I feel safe.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
I really love your podcast.
So could I get into some questions that might be like you don't want to answer or you don't even have an answer to about that? Because I'm trying to feel the vibes. Because the clips I've seen from you're I'm going to say it. I don't normally say that. You come across as a boss bitch.
Oh, thank you.
Would you agree?
No.
Do you agree that you're trying to sell yourself as a boss bitch?
No.
Maybe that's just New York.
Yeah, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
It's do I come off abrasive in those clips you see? Okay, so what do you consider a boss bitch?
What's up, fuckers? It's Grace, and I got some good news for you. That kind of shit.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? Like when
was,
I'm not here.
But that was when you were gone.
And when I wasn't with you during any of the clips of you that I'd seen.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Maybe it's okay.
Do you think it's like you're a boss bitch when I'm not around, and then when I'm around, you're not a boss bitch? Because if so, I don't know to take that as a compliment or an insult.
I just don't know how to be myself around people I admire.
It's an insult.
Okay.
No. Admire. I mean, I'm 2 years older than you.
I know, but you can have role models that are 16 years old, and I sure do.
Name 3.
Sabrina Carpenter.
She's not 16.
Could have fooled me.
Please, please, please don't tell me. Question for you.
Yeah.
In your circle of women, fairies, I guess those are the big 2.
Yeah.
Do you know or have you met Sabrina Carpenter?
I do not know or have met, but I've seen her from afar and heard a rumor. Someone came over and said she used to date somebody.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. And I said, what? She definitely didn't date him.
Oh, a particular person.
Yeah.
Got it.
YouTuber. Like one of those, what's up, guys? One of those guys.
Do you not want to say who you heard it might be?
Oh, I heard it was David Dobrik.
The pizza guy?
The pizza guy. Well, he's the pizza guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dobrik's.
I never even thought of it that way. Dough, brick, oven. But yeah, he's got a pizza spot right next to the Comedy Store on Sunset.
Yeah. And Saddle Ranch is right in between.
Yeah. Oh, so you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, dough. But when I think of him, I don't think of pizza directly. I just think that's like a selling point he made.
When you think of Paul Newman, do you think of him as an actor or the lemonade guy?
Oh, I thought he was the dressing.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was a lemonade guy until I found out he was an actor.
Yeah. It's funny. George Foreman, had no idea. He had an incredible boxing career.
I didn't either. Mm-hmm. I thought he was just the guy that Michael Scott burned his foot on.
Oh, he rest in peace.
Michael Scott?
George Foreman. Not a fan.
Of George Foreman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Loved him. Past tense.
His
legacy does not live on.
What's that?
His legacy does not live on.
Why is that?
Well, it loved past tense.
You could still love somebody's legacy.
Yes.
While you had loved them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, clip this too. We're really getting into the pocket right now.
My apologies.
For
not being hilarious.
This is not a comedy podcast. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. This is not a comedy podcast. This is a podcast that is funny a lot of the time. I don't want to have to be funny. Mm-hmm. And I learned this later in life. I used to always think like you got to be funny.
Yeah.
You don't have to be funny.
Even when someone tells me bad news, I try to be funny so that they don't cry, because I don't know how to comfort someone when they're crying.
Do you feel like that's your job, is to comfort them when they're crying?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like when you're crying?
To go away from everyone.
You're alone.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were in a relationship? When did the last time a relationship you were in ended?
Oh, never have I ever.
You've never been in a relationship? Mm-hmm. Got it. And now, is this something you don't want to talk about?
No, I just don't have anything to add.
Is this connected to the lack of intimacy?
I'm sure those two things correlate.
Well, some people don't get into relationships, or not often, but they're still physically intimate with people.
Oh, yes. Yeah, just not getting it either way.
Got it. Have you ever?
I have before.
Dobrik?
Wish. Me, him, Sabrina, crazy.
I could picture Dobrik from, I don't know who he is. I mean, I've heard of him, and I know that, like, you see him and stuff, but I can't really picture what his face looks like. I feel like he smiles. I could picture a guy smiling, but maybe that's because of the pizza place.
Yeah, because he's got all that dough money.
And he made his money from YouTube.
Yeah. He's into YouTube, and I heard he was making a lot of money on Snapchat.
How do you make money on Snapchat?
Apparently, you have to be asked to come on, and then they give you lots of cash.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I tried, man.
Are you making money now?
I'm getting there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Where are you making your money from mostly?
Stand up.
So you're getting there from ticket sales,
Yes.
not necessarily from podcasting.
Not from podcasting per se.
Now, when you say per se, why?
Because it's brand spanking new.
But why per se? Because it's like I'm not making money from podcasting, or you're not making money from podcasting per se. Like it seemed like there was something behind that.
I just don't. I guess. I am. Things are good. I'm afraid to say that because sometimes it can all just go away.
Well, can it go away from your stand-up?
Yeah, people could stop buying tickets.
But you felt comfortable saying that you're making money from stand-up.
Yeah, but I feel
more in control with stand-up than podcasting?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Because you got a couple people taking away their ads, you're out.
Yeah.
But a couple people don't buy tickets. It's it's just a late night, a Friday show.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. Yeah, you're reading my brain a little bit better than I can even say with my mouth.
Nope.
What? I didn't.
No, your headphones aren't on. How many shows are you doing at La Jolla Comedy Store?
5.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday.
Nope, today's Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yep. Yes.
Sunday over Thursday.
I prefer
Catholic.
Yeah. That's my church. Comedy. God bless.
Have you always been a comedy person?
I've always loved comedy, yeah.
How are ticket sales right now? Because I would be like, let's plug it, but by the time this comes out, it'll have been done already.
Decent. We're good. We got two sold out. So I'm feeling pretty
awesome.
Fucking banger about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
what does that seat?
What's that?
Do you know how many does it seat?
I don't know off the top of my head. I heard it's not like as big as the other one.
2 sold out shows.
I'm
So cool.
Super pumped. Thank you.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
A year.
Whoa, you've been doing it for a year and you're selling out. That's because of online stuff.
I think so. But that also gives it, for other comedians, it gives it like a negative look on it.
What?
Some comedians think that it's like a nuanced way of selling tickets and getting into comedy.
Could you say that differently? Are you like watching your words, or are you trying to figure out how to say it? Because
I'm trying to figure out how to say it because I know that there's like a stigma of like other comedians.
Say it from instead of other comedians and people say. Tell me in a personal way, like things that people have said to you or you've heard about. What are you saying?
There's a traditional way of going about stand-up, and I haven't went that route.
Right.
And so for that, I'm worried what other people think in the industry.
Well, I don't want to bore you and the audience with my opinions on what other people think, with what I think. But do you think there's anybody who is selling as many tickets as you or more that feels that way? Or is it just people who don't sell as many tickets as you that feel that way?
I think it's people who have sold tickets and do sell tickets and do well.
That think that don't like that you're selling tickets?
That don't like that. I haven't gone the traditional route.
I gotta know. And by the way, even if you said you don't care, I would bleep names. Okay. Who are people that sell tickets? The names will be bleeped. Who are people that sell tickets, as many or more than you, that don't like that you're selling tickets? You don't want to say?
I'm too scared.
Because you're not sure if we'll bleep it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I trust you.
I understand.
I was just waiting for one more time for you to say, no, you should trust me. I will bleep it.
Absolutely.
Just to double down. Like, I shouldn't, that I got.
Said to you?
No, on a podcast.
What did he say?
He said, she's doing theaters with Whitney. What happened to really working things out and doing it the right way? I'm sick of these kids thinking they can just.
Okay. That perspective is a little bit different than
which is still not a nice thing to say, but if you were to run that through Chat GPT and say, take my truth, but make it nicer, I think there is some truth to you've only been doing it for a year.
Yeah, no, totally.
So if you are going out on big stages, great for experience, but like there is like let me put that aside and say a different thing that's analogous to that. I remember when I was first starting out, I got the advice from people of don't go to certain comedy clubs yet because they're going to remember you as somebody who's been doing it for a year or 2 years or 3 years. And since you're not ready to be in that club, what does ready mean? That's what I'm talking about. What does ready mean?
Yeah, totally.
Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be thought of as this thing. That one could argue that's an antiquated way of looking at it. Another one could be it's just a patient way of looking at it. Because if I don't know your stand-up.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're at least funny enough to be doing what you're doing. And I say you meaning somebody who's been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
But like where you're going to be in 3 years and 5 years compared to now is going to be drastically different.
Yeah.
And there will be, if you're on big stages, a lot of people are seeing the like, oh, you know, Grace is so funny. Somebody who sees you in a few years and somebody else who saw you 3-4 years before that be like, you know, I saw her, she was all right or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That I'm like, oh, I guess I get that. But on the other hand, what should you not take advantage of these opportunities?
It's a slippery slope.
That's why I think it's an antiquated way of looking at it, but I understand it.
Yeah, no, it's true.
That being said, that doesn't feel like a jealousy thing to me. That feels like a way of like, oh, I think this is how it should be done because this is how it was done for me back then.
The other thing is I've been doing stand-up like on and off for 5 years, but this last year went like full time.
Because you're able to sell tickets now, right?
Or just like how I had the fire in my ass to just actually do it.
Good for you.
Yeah. I was writing new sets every time.
Same. I did that for like a decade.
It was so silly.
Yeah. Why'd you do that?
I thought, because I never liked how my set went. So I'm like, let's just start over.
Oh.
Yeah. And I also didn't know that you could use the same stuff and make,
You didn't know you could, or you felt?
I didn't know you could hone the craft.
You didn't know, or you didn't want to?
It was a mix of both almost, like, because I didn't know that's how everyone does it, and then on top of that, I just hated how my sets were going, so I just started from scratch.
So you saw people who were doing really well and you thought were funny, and you thought this is the first time they've done this?
Yeah, like a moron.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty silly stuff.
like it's like not knowing how cookies are made.
Yeah, like an absolute dipshit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Don't talk to yourself the way that talks about you. Bleep the name.
Oh, thank you.
I also, by the way, I happen to like him, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah, no, it was just I don't know him, so it was just I happened to see it, and I was like, nah, rats.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. I get it.
I want to call him on the phone.
No.
With you.
No.
I won't if you don't want me to.
That makes me so nervous.
Do you not like to do things that make you nervous?
I am a nervous wreck all the time. I don't know if you can tell by my hand positioning, but
I could tell that you are now.
Yeah.
But I can't tell that's who you are all the time.
It's not all the time. It really is like but like I said, people I admire, positions of authority, and new settings.
Good merch. People I admire. New settings was the third one.
Yeah.
And what was the second one?
Authoritative figures.
And I'm an authoritative figure because my legs are crossed and I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. What if I start talking like this?
Like that.
No.
This would make me comfortable.
Oh, really? Am I in frame?
Yeah, that's good.
You having a good time in LA?
Yeah, I've been having a blast.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, maybe not.
No? Yeah, this feels even more like I'm also picturing I'm sitting on a chair, but the back of the chair is here.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. It's like a character on stage. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like if I had a mustache.
Oh, I should have brought one. All I brought was fucking donuts. If I had a mustache right now. God damn.
There's no sticky tape. or I'd let you put it on.
Look at.
All right.
All right.
He's starting to get pretty
My
comfortable.
apologies.
He's losing it out there now.
Yeah,
He's getting
dude.
excited.
I saw him when I was coming in. I didn't want to say anything. He was
I asked him to duck down below the balcony.
well, he was jacking it.
Okay, you're starting to get comfortable. You know
Yeah.
what? I think this works.
Whoa. I feel like I've been asleep for years. That was one of the best sleeps I've ever had. They shouldn't call this the Helix mattress. They should call it the Rip Van Winkle mattress.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does Rip Van Winkle do?
I don't know. He had a long beard. He slept for a long time.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great joke. But you know what else is a great joke? The fact that this mattress has a 100-day money-back guarantee.
We're on 99, so we got to hurry up and send it back.
Well, now people think we're going to send it back.
No, we've had this mattress for years now.
Well,
It feels
yeah.
like brand new, too.
We've had this mattress for a couple years now. We have 2 Helix mattresses in this house. My cousin got one, my aunt got one, and you got one. If you want a good night's sleep, why not put a little bit of time into taking a sleep quiz? Do you know what the sleep quiz?
I do know that sleep quiz, they'll ask you, the Helix people ask you, do you like a firm mattress? Do you like a soft mattress? Do you like a left mattress? Do you like a right mattress? Do you like a mattress at all?
Go to helixsleep.com/TYSO to get 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/TYSO to get 20% off site-wide. And don't forget,
Don't let them know where you found us.
yes,
Yes.
that's
Good night.
that's helixsleep.com/TYSO.
I'm glad I didn't take anything from Hims or I wouldn't be able to go to sleep.
Well, that's a different ad.
Yeah, well, I like to carry through my ad.
All right. Well, then this episode is sponsored by Hims.
Right.
Why does Rip Van Winkle? Why does Rip Van Winkle sleep a lot?
Rip Van Winkle.
So there's a couple other things I want to tell you guys about Hims, though. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch, by the way.
Or your Helix mattress.
That's right. Well, if it's a Helix mattress and you're on Hims, I would spell cum with a U.
Yes.
Because of cum.
Because of you.
Because of you, yes. Absolutely. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor visits. Just fill out an intake form on their site. A medical provider will determine the right treatment options if prescribed. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/TYSO. That's HIMS.com/TYSO for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/TYSO.
The featured products include compound products which are not approved nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan and the size of your schwanz. That's HIMS.com/TYSO for your personalized ED treatment options.
You know, sometimes people and or people's people reach out to me and ask to come on the podcast. And based on the mood I'm in when I read the email, it affects what it is. But usually if I don't know the person and or in a superficial sense, if I don't feel like, people will want to watch this and will come like as a draw, you know what I mean? Like if somebody who I have no idea who they are, but I'm like, oh, whoa, this person gets all these views. I mean, I don't even hate to admit it. I understand that's a dirty thing to say.
That is just how this world works, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
You're the only one honest about it.
I don't know if I'm the only one honest about it. Bleep the name. That's the same we were talking about before. Bleep the name. We're going to bleep the name. Now I'm just realizing you don't think I'm going to bleep the name.
No.
Do you not think I am?
I don't know. I really don't.
Will it make
you said he was a friend of yours.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you'll know when it comes out. You'll see everything's bleeped if you even look. But if it'll make you feel comfortable before it even comes out, JonMichael, I'm so sorry. Can we make a little compilation of the 3? I believe it was 3 times we said it. Just real quick, when them bleeped, and I'll send it to you before it even comes out.
Perfect.
Never.
Thank you.
I'm actually feeling like I'm almost going to get emotional. I would never do. I would bleep it. I would bleep it anyway because even if you didn't care, I don't like speaking about people negatively
I don't
publicly.
either.
But I'm interested in knowing. So I'd be like, oh, if I know the person, I wonder if I would have a different understanding of what I think
And
they
you
meant.
did.
Yeah.
And you did.
Absolutely not. I never want anybody to leave this podcast and not feel safe or feel like, I don't know if I should have done that.
You never pull a gotcha.
If I do, it's like a guy on the balcony who's going to fuck you, but it'll only be like for fun. We're going to blur it.
That's a gift.
But never to where like when the person leaves, they're like, I didn't like that. But on podcasts, I've done fun things where I surprise people or reveal things or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's always been received well.
Yeah, because no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Speaking of no foul, I once ordered my dad a chicken sandwich with nothing on it but provolone cheese from a place I've ordered chicken sandwiches from. It's just a plain chicken sandwich with cheese. He wanted.
Okay, yeah.
And they said, we don't have a chicken sandwich. And I said, I've ordered this so many times. And they said, we don't. I said, okay. And I looked up the menu online and I saw it. And it's not called a plain chicken sandwich. It's called a plain fowl.
And they wanted to take it that serious.
It made me mad.
Yeah. Was this a new lady working there or?
Interesting. It was a guy.
My apologies.
Did you assume it was a lady because you're a lady and that's what you assume? Or did you assume it was a lady because this was a stupid person?
I think I assumed it was a lady because and I like where you're going with that, but I think I think I assumed a lady because front facing, had a store, lady.
You think a lady
more
because
tips.
like a reception,
Yeah.
a reception, not receptionist. What is it called? A hostess?
Yes.
Do you refer to a woman host as a host or a hostess?
The hostess.
Do you refer to a woman actor as an actor or an actress?
Actress, I guess. Yeah, I follow norms, societal norms.
I thought you were talking about the diner.
Is that where you were? No, you never said the name of it.
No, and I won't because we'd have to bleep it.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't stop going. It didn't stop you.
No, I just it taught me that when a lesson which I didn't learn the first time it happened, and I learned the first time it happened was probably 8 years earlier. I'll tell you if you're interested in a moment.
Yes.
It was a different place, but it taught me that if somebody says they don't have something, my assumption would be, and I know that they do. My assumption was yes, they do. But now my assumption is, I think there might be a definition or communication issue here. So instead of being like, you're wrong, they do, it's like, how do I say this differently?
I would have lost my shit, I think. Especially you've been going there for a long time.
Years.
And she's trying to tell
I had
you.
my bar mitzvah there.
See, that's.
The party.
Yes, of course.
Can
you still read Hebrew? Or do you forget?
I forgot. There are some words I could look at that, like, I know what shalom looks like. You know what I mean? I know what Adonai looks like. So I see words and like, I know that, but no. You're not Jewish. You're Catholic.
Yes.
So do you have Jewish friends?
I didn't meet a single Jewish person until I moved to New York.
And then
I didn't
that's
know
all
any.
you knew.
It blew my mind.
Where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
Got it. So your accent is Boston, not New York.
I don't know who I am. I have people online telling me that my accent's fake. I got videos of me as a kid. I always talk like this.
Can we see?
Yeah, actually.
Introduce Maggie May to the camera.
This is Maggie May, and she has a full set of hair, as you can see, and she has dark blue eyes. You can't see. I think she has a poop diaper.
You sound the same still to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before I forget, I want to give the other example. I ordered chicken fingers. They said they didn't have them. After 25 seconds, he understood what I meant. He goes, "Oh, you mean chicken tenders?" Bro. Anyway.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
That's what do you respond to that?
That one I got a little heated. The play and foul one I didn't. That one I go because they were telling I went there for that. And I was more heated that they said they don't have them, not at the miscommunication.
That's just him telling you say it wrong.
You thought it was a guy. Why? Because it was a waiter?
Oh, because I thought maybe you're switching my luck this time.
It was a guy. Yeah.
I wanted to pay you a compliment real quick. Your New York episodes, I really like the graphic that you do. It's really great.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment as somebody who was part of the creative process and had a vision of what I wanted it to look like. But the real credit, shout out to Tom Bates, goes to Tom, our animator, who is unbelievable. And he has his own stuff. And I keep saying, Tom, let's make a commercial so we could throw it in so people could find it. Here's an opportunity. Tom, take it away.
2, 3, 4. What the? He snatched my mic!
At long last, our EP is finished. Rest assured, all 4 songs are bangers. Now, for my second announcement.
You got us in this, Cape. Which way is it?
Right.
Nice.
Tom Bates, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was great.
Yeah.
I almost said, look at that shit. It wasn't shit. It was art.
I would have known what you meant.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I got an email from your people of like, do you want to come on? My thought was like, I don't know who she is, and I've seen clips and I really like them. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. So it was a positive antidote. You're not doing this. They didn't pay you or anything.
No.
Because you, okay.
If your people paid people to have you on things that you wanted to do and you didn't even know they paid them, meaning that they're not charging you for it, these people are, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I recently had, when I'm in New York, I have an assistant now just that helps me in New York. His name's Duncan, and I met him online. What's that?
Shout out Duncan.
Shout out Duncan. I met him online. Duncan Doherty, actually.
Oh, wow.
Doherty.
Yeah, you got him at the store. He works at the pizza store?
Who?
David Dobrik's pizza store. Duncan works there?
No, but his last name has Doe in it as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, and he's been helping me out when I'm in New York, and he reached out to Paul Rudd's publicist and got us in touch with him and got Paul Rudd on the podcast.
No shit.
Which is very cool.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Which actually the episode just came out recently. It's an interesting one, but I still think it came out pretty good. I almost didn't post it. I was just going to put it on Patreon.
Why? Because it was going like this?
No, this is great.
Okay, good.
I'm talking a bunch. I love talking. And I don't know. I don't want to, I don't want to like, not necessarily spoil it, but like, I want people to check it out. Go check out the Paul Rudd episode. I am curious. Put in the comments. I am curious what you think about it.
You read comments?
Yeah.
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 All of them.
All of them, do you say?
All of them?
No.
No.
It's more like, you know, when you go through your phone, you're like, I'll check the socials. I'll do this stuff. I'll check YouTube and I'll look at, depending on how long the you know, a few minutes worth. So I'll read a fair amount of them.
Yeah.
I'll scroll and then I'll stop. I used to read them all. Now there's just too many.
Hey,
too many ones that I don't want to read, I mean.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
I think I'm feeling that my blood sugar is low.
Okay. I brought donuts.
Can't do that.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucked up.
You can't. I don't do donuts during the day.
Yeah, nobody should.
Do you understand? So you get it?
I get it.
Thanks.
You diabetic?
I don't think so. I just I've been waking up early.
Oh, okay.
I was on the East Coast.
Yes.
Like Boston or New York.
Yes.
And so it's 3 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come back from the East Coast, I try and stick with where my circadian rhythm is.
Yeah.
Great band name, by the way. And so I've been waking up early. I woke up at 7:30 a.m.
7:30. Wow. Is that typical for you?
No, I usually wake up around 10.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, when I'm here, I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like I could do no wrong here
Because of the time difference?
because I wake up so early.
What's going to happen once you start going to bed late because of shows? Does it change?
I rarely sleep. Like I don't need like a lot of sleep.
Maybe that's why
to get going.
maybe you're not nervous. Maybe you're just tired.
I don't like when people complain that they're tired though.
Wow. then you're going to hate the rest of this podcast because I'm exhausted.
Oh, shit.
At least I used to be until I started sleeping on a Helix mattress.
Perfect.
I don't know if they're
That'll be
sponsoring this
perfect.
brand, but either way.
Does your whole family really have a Helix?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not my whole family, but
Well,
we have one at
like...
my parents' house, my aunt's house, whom of which, by the way, my aunt decided to get a Helix, but didn't want to order online because she wanted to try it out in the store.
Mm-hmm.
So she went to the store and she bought it from the store. She would have got it cheaper if she used my promo code. It would have helped me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are we doing here?
Well, she's old-fashioned, you know?
You know what? I would say that makes sense if this were nighttime, but like I said, I don't do donuts, even old-fashioned, during the day, and right now that excuse ain't flying. But a lot of people in my family have a. Now I know you really listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
Because you've heard me talk about the Helix mattress.
Yes. I wasn't fucking with you.
I didn't think you were fucking with me, but you know, some people are like, oh, when people say I love your podcast, I assume they had seen clips and they liked them.
Yeah, and you can also tell when someone doesn't like really listen.
How could you tell?
It's just like you can pick up on a vibe. Like, have you ever gone and done someone else's podcast? You're like, oh, they have no idea what's going on at all.
You mean like they don't know who you are?
Or just like they'll say something and they're like, oh no, that's actually somebody else. You have it all wrong.
Give me an example.
I've had people ask me, shit. I'm bombing this podcast. It's been really great knowing you.
You're in your head. You're so in your head in a way that I like. I know it intimately, like so much so that like, how do I explain this without? I've been there, and you're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong right now.
That's good.
And you're making yourself feel bad, and you're not letting yourself be in the best position you could be in. I'm not saying don't be nervous. You can't tell somebody not to be nervous. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can be like, oh, today is a nervous day, and I'm just going to be nervous, Grace, today.
Yeah.
But not assign any meaning to that being bad. What's wrong with being nervous?
Yeah, I guess nothing.
Nothing wrong with being nervous.
Okay.
You've explained, which by the way is very flattering if this is really a part of it. Like you like my podcast.
Yes.
Not only does that put you in a possible position of, like you said on the t-shirt, like if people that you admire.
Yes, yeah.
But also puts you in a position of like a self-inflicted status deficit because you know more about me than I know about you.
Yeah.
As if that's, I've had some of my favorite episodes of people I've had on my podcast who don't know me, who I've been such a fan of for so long, and I'm fucking jazzed about it.
Yeah.
But I still do feel that like, oh, I know about them, they don't know about me, but I don't mean to judge your feeling. I'm meaning to tell you, like, I empathize with it, and I would challenge you to feel the way you're feeling without creating such a negative thing to it, because people watching this are like, oh, identifying with you. I know what it's like to feel nervous. You're not bombing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I've been saying all week. I've been in LA all week. I'm like, I crush other people's podcasts.
Okay.
I do very well on other people's podcasts.
I've seen clips.
I'm not good on my own. I'm figuring out my own. It's
Right.
like really, it's hilarious. And then I came in here. Maybe I was a little too cocky.
How are you cocky?
Well, I've been saying all week that I'm like, fucking crushing other people's podcasts. Too easy. I come in here. This is actually a podcast I watch all the
You're
time.
nervous.
And I guess I'm nervous. That's all it is.
Yeah, you're
That's all it
nervous.
is. Yeah.
I go on stage nervous a lot of the time. And it's like, oh, I'm nervous, Rick, today.
Yeah.
I've been nervous, Rick, so many times.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
It's sometimes it's a driving factor. Sometimes being nervous helps me get going. It's holding me back today.
I'll tell you where I think here's where I think nervous helps a person. Sometimes being nervous forces you to be present.
Yeah.
Because you're here in this thing and you're just feeling it all. I think if you could be present while you're nervous, as opposed to thinking about I'm not doing well, thinking about I'll regret it later on, thinking about what other people might think. Now you're not present. You're judging it.
Yeah.
But But like these types of conversations come from me feeling this way or another person feeling. I don't know. I like this stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this is good.
Yeah,
I think yeah.
I think it's honest.
I think it's honest. Yeah,
I think it's honest.
Good is probably not the right word.
You may have heard me say this because I've said this on multiple podcasts before. But like when somebody asks me how I think the podcast was, I don't ever know.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I laughed a lot. It felt like very real. I had a good time with this person. I don't know if that makes a good podcast.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because there's no immediate feedback.
It's hard to tell when they're in the comments when there is feedback.
Yeah,
that's why like
too.
the goal isn't good. The goal is to. I've said this before too, but the only goal is to be present because that's the only thing that's in our control at that time.
That's all we got.
Like I'm now judging. I'm thinking like, oh, Rick, you're doing all the talking again, and you're talking about serious stuff. It's like, but I want to.
But I'm at my favorite show.
Well, then allow me to make myself more comfortable, and I'm going to get myself a beef stick for a little protein.
Oh, beef stick.
Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Give a plug again. Swear.
Fuck shit.
You don't have to.
No, you said I could swear.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fuck shit, bitch, cunt.
I didn't mean just swear.
Oh, okay. Disgraceful podcast.
Here's what
It's just as good as I am right now.
No. Do this. Do this. Talk. Look into the camera.
Okay.
I'll leave the room and do a confessional.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I
do
like
a confessional and like get real with it.
I'll get deep.
And
yeah.
by the way, if afterwards you're like, I don't like it or take it out or let me look, I'll send it to you and we'll get permission before we do it.
Okay, perfect.
But like, okay, so here's what I was feeling when I was driving here. Let people know where you were. In fact, this might be a good cold open to let people in on like, okay, here's the energy and now we explained it.
Okay, yeah, I like this.
But I don't want you to put the pressure of being a cold open because also it might not be the cold open. I'm going to pitch something to you. You don't have to use it. Here's how it could start.
Okay.
I really like the podcast, the Take Your Shoes Off podcast. I'm in town to do shows. I thought that he reached out to me. I found out that like people asked him and the packing, like all the thoughts, like just like, and feel free to like be quiet too and be like, and find your things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Do you feel like you could tap into that?
I could tap into this. I got this. All right.
To swear, but no obligations.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys, I'm Grace O'Malley, and I came in here a nervous wreck. I thought I didn't know that my people, I hate even saying that, had reached out to Rick, and I thought it was just like a mutual thing, and so here I am finding out that it was set up by people, and I'm a huge fan of this podcast, and so being here, I'm already worried about bombing, and I got in a big fight with my sister on the way here, and I don't think he likes donuts, and
I love donuts. Tell people what the fight with your sister was about.
Okay.
Just don't eat donuts during the day.
Oh, no day donuts. What? Who eats donuts at nighttime? My sister and I, we had to flee like refugees from the Airbnb. I shouldn't say like refugees. Oh God. Good day, sir.
What? Let me say to you. Jesus, for somebody who's not Jewish, you sure are playing the role.
Rubbing off.
Also, like, to be afraid to say refugee,
Yeah, no, I can't claim
Lauryn
it.
Hill's band?
If you can't claim it, you can't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can't claim it, you can't say it. This episode is not sponsored by Chomps, but it is.
Oh, I used to have them as a sponsor.
Do they sponsor podcasts?
Yeah, I think they do.
Well,
yeah.
I was about to give like a free plug because I'm loving them. I want to get them as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Well, we got to at least tag this, clip it and tag it. Grass, you know what? I'm curious because it says made with grass-fed and finished beef. Does that mean it's not all grass-fed? It's got to be.
It's partially grass-fed. Anytime you can just put grass-fed in there, I think they slip it in.
Oh,
yeah.
It's got to be all grass-fed, or it doesn't matter.
Is that your favorite snack of all time?
It says grass-fed and finished beef, so
Grass-fed?
it doesn't say. That's the first ingredient. It doesn't say any other beef. So yeah.
Were you breastfed?
Was I breastfed?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Let's find out.
Do you have your mom on retainer?
Yeah.
Just to make sure she answers?
I thought you meant do I just pay her? No, I do not. Hey, Mom, I'm doing a podcast in case I want to talk about your tits. Make sure you're on the phone.
Yeah.
No way.
People need to know. See if my fairy
You'll
lady
need these
answered.
if you want to listen. You'll need headphones if you want to listen.
Oh, yes. These are comfy.
I know. I've tried a lot of headphones. These are the winners.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was. She didn't answer. What made you ask that?
You said grass fed, and then my mind went to breastfed. Yeah. Dirty
Nothing
bastard.
You want to eat, right?
What's going on?
Nothing you want to eat?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to chew into this, so could I ask you to take over for a second?
Oh, yes, of course.
When you crushed on somebody else's podcast, what were you doing?
I don't know. I think it's here's the thing. I when I'm on someone else's podcast, I think I'm doing like my best bits. They've never heard them before. I don't know how to squeeze bits into yours because I think you're oh so classic. I would like to bring up
You think I'm oh so classic?
I think you're oh so classic. That's exactly what came to the top of my head just now.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, oh so classic. I think that's
You do come up with a lot of things that would make good merch.
Yeah, I think you could have oh so classic merch. But I will say I reposted a clip from you the other day and it's no longer there. I went to go look at it to reference it and it's gonzo.
I'm sorry. There's food in my mouth. I'm trying to not make noises.
I can keep
What's
going.
the app?
It was on TikTok, I think. And it might have been because there was a blurred penis.
Oh, was that taken down?
I think so. It was really funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So.
Well.
I hate to be the one to tell you.
Good to know. I recently started a TikTok at Shoes Off Pod TikTok. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a lot of clips now. It's very new. I'm excited about it.
It is. And it's already taken off really great.
It's doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have one for Instagram, but I have not been posting all the clips on there yet. But I want to start doing that more too.
What made you separate the two?
It wasn't separating as much as I wasn't really doing it at all. I mean, I wasn't doing many on Instagram. And then I'm like, I want to start doing clips. And I hired two people. One person is editing the clips. The other one is choosing them and posting them. Mm-hmm. And I created a TikTok and I gave him the TikTok. I just haven't given him the Instagram or the YouTube yet.
Yeah.
And the reason is I want to change the passwords because it's passwords to other stuff. And I just haven't. I should do that today.
Yeah.
And give it to him.
So you use the same password for everything?
No.
Okay.
But my Instagram passwords for my personal one and the Shoes Off one are the same.
Oh, okay, yeah. And you can't have them having that.
Gulp.
I don't want to. I don't think it's a problem. Like I don't have anything secretive on any of it.
Yeah.
But I don't like people having access to it.
Yeah, no. It's something you should just not worry about. I feel like I don't think if anyone were to ever hack into me, I'm not like petrified.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of anything getting out there, but there's so many other things like even him having the password. I'm not worried about him doing something, but what if then it gets like he isn't as protective with it and somebody else has it? What if somebody gets into his phone or something?
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody posting from my stuff that isn't really me.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more worried about like getting locked out of my own thing. And then it's like, no. Yeah.
It's impossible to get back into it once. These are all, is the word semantics? Semantics?
If it's plural.
Okay.
Is there a singular semantic?
A semantic?
I think, yes, semantics. I don't even think there is a semantic.
But it's if someone else is posting off you, people notice, and it's not your voice.
What are you saying?
If someone's posting on your behalf, I think people will notice because it's not coming directly from you.
And I'm fine with that with the Shoes Off one.
Yes.
I used to, even in the descriptions, I would write things like Rick and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, it's me, I. And then I'm like, I don't even want to write them anymore.
Breaking the third wall.
I think it's the fourth.
I'm new to Hollywood.
What got you into Hollywood? And by Hollywood, I mean what you do.
How'd
you get into podcasting and stuff?
I did a podcast with my friend from growing up, and she got me the job, and we had a blast.
Are you not wanting to say who your friend is?
We're Brianna LaPeglia, Brianna Chicken Fry.
Is this somebody who is? Pardon me for not knowing.
We're since estranged. Oh. It's the podcast curse.
What is that? When you podcast with somebody, you don't like each other?
I have seen a lot of failed friendships after podcasts.
I mean, I think that's just groups. I mean, Simon and Garfunkel, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. I was Cheech, she was Chong. It's just unfortunate, you know.
What happened?
How much time do you have?
I mean, enough. It's a tricky one. It's a you don't want to talk about it publicly?
A sad one, honestly. It was like we were friends for 15 years and it like bumps me out because we fell through.
What happened?
There was a country singer involved. There was
I saw something that there was someone, a boyfriend, country singer, and then the country singer offered money to be quiet.
Yes.
And the girl, who I guess is your friend,
yes,
was potentially your friend again at some point.
Yes.
She didn't want to take the money.
It's honestly boring to explain. Maybe I don't fucked on my part to bring it up if I'm not gonna spill the beans, you know.
Have you talked about it before?
No, I just prefer not to because it's like I still think at some point we'll be pals again.
Hey,
I backed myself into a corner here.
Well, I'm interested, and we could talk about it more. We could stop talking about it, and we could bleep anything that you wanted to have bleeped. I mean, if this is public stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. So it is public things. Like we work together. We've been friends for 15 years. We had a tumultuous year. And
is your friend, was your friend doing it before you?
Yes, yeah. So she brought me on. And
does she have like she has a following to where it helped you get people
100%,
to see you?
yes, yeah. And she like really helped me out in that sense. And it was just
And what was she doing? She had a solo podcast?
A solo podcast. I hopped on about a year in, and we did it for 3 years together.
So it was the same podcast. So you guys didn't start a new podcast. You became a co-host of kind of like what Frank was like on Joe's podcast, The Basement Yard.
Yes, yeah. And they were pals from growing up.
They were friends with each other too?
Yeah.
Wait, Basement Yard people and your friend? Or
oh, no, sorry. Basement Yard people.
Right.
I'm just, already know that though.
Got it, yeah.
They grew up together. And yeah, we actually thought of ourselves as like the female version of that. Just like two buddies having a pod.
I think I'm interested also because it's so like I don't know anything about this. I'm like, what's going on?
I know. It is like it's like when you go to the cool mom's house and she's like, tell me the gossip.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Well, I've seen Mean Girls.
Yeah, they're also the ones that let you drink in the basement.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, I'd rather you do it with me. I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, it's like it's verbatim a suburban mom.
So I'm gonna keep asking.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna find out about it.
All right.
So what were you doing before your friend? What's your name? First name?
Brianna.
We'll say Bree.
Bree.
So Bree is doing her thing. She has a podcast that's doing well, and Grace, she's in Boston. She's like giving up on the church. She's not having sex. And then Bree's like, why don't you come to New York?
Yeah. So we were both in college when she got it, and she was doing it out of her college house. Mm-hmm. And then she was asked to move to New York for it. And then she asked me if I wanted to move to New York with her.
Who asked her to move to New York? If she's doing her own thing?
Barstool.
Oh, because it's with Barstool.
Yes.
Oh, I know Caroline.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Caroline's a great friend of mine.
She was on this podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if you did.
And I bet she crushed.
I had a great time with Caroline. I'm having a great time with you.
Okay, cool.
I think she's so funny.
And she is like, I'm so invested in her. She fucking rocks.
Cool.
Like I think she's a great talent.
So now there's this guy whose name we won't even say.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably did stuff that
Bad
Bree
guy.
didn't want to do. Maybe
Terrible
he wanted to. Maybe he wanted to swear in front of her. Maybe even worse than that. And he then said, "Hey, don't talk about this stuff. I'll give you money."
When they broke up, she was offered money
For what?
to be quiet. Be quiet, girl. Girl, you better be quiet.
Wow. And then that stuff got in the way of y'all's relationship.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. I was interested, and I wanted to dive in because it's interesting. And pardon me for, I don't know about picking up on it too late or realizing. I guess that's the same thing. But yeah, then let's not talk about it anymore.
I'm not crying. My apologies. I don't find it to be something I want to really talk about just for like the wow factor of it all. Like it's real. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Well, I'm sorry for bringing more of it up.
No worries. I
knew what we're getting into.
Down to play. I didn't think I was gonna cry. That was wild. I could never be a reality star. Can you imagine those people? The ins and the outs of it. They do sign up, maybe.
Yeah, and it's produced a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know,
and you get to. Producers sway the opinions of the public of what your life is. That's wild.
Yeah, and also, you know, the audience, even people think Larry David is who he is in Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, even if it's a scripted show.
Unfortunately,
when you play yourself.
I'm one of those people who thinks that's exactly who he is.
Well, he's a writer on it too, so it's very inspired by who he is and wants to be, but like, it's not that. You know? I had Seth Green on my podcast, like within I think the first year I did it.
Hell yeah!
And I became friends with Seth after doing a movie with him, but I knew of him for a long time because of just he's in stuff. And he played himself in an episode of Entourage, and he was a real asshole in it.
He was a dick. That's where my mind just went too.
I thought that's kind of like at least similar to how he was. Not even close.
Oh, no shit.
And it's a show. He even talked about like for a couple years after that, maybe it wasn't a couple years, maybe it was more, maybe it was less, but for a significant enough amount of time after that, he said that like he wasn't getting stuff and or he had to like re-meet and like when he was talking to casting agents and stuff that like casting directors that they admit to him like, oh, we thought this was maybe what like people in the business thought that. I might be remembering it wrong, but there was like this thing that he didn't realize what happened, which was, oh, people think that's me.
Oh, damn.
And I think about that a bit because like I'm working on something now where I'm writing something where I don't want to play myself, but it makes more sense to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm really hesitant about it because the person I'm writing is very inspired by me, but the choices he makes are not me. And I don't want to feel inhibited to make the choices that I think are best for the story while also feeling defensive with, wait, that's not me.
Yeah.
Because people will think that, you know?
That's the thing. When someone plays a character so well, you just assume that's how they are because you figure they were typecasted.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about typecasting, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
My thoughts is much broader of just like, oh, this is who they are because I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I know people have that opinion of me from like, especially when I go on other people's podcasts, I play a lot bigger. Mm-hmm. You know, I make big choices. I play a heel or I play an idiot or I play this thing. And like, I've learned, oh, people think that's who I am. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing when we're on a podcast and then people tune in and like, they're making assumptions of us.
Yeah. Just be perceived is a crazy thing.
To be perceived?
Yeah. You don't know how you're perceived to others.
Yeah. Well, you don't off camera either. That's
true too. Life is wild. I'm trying to think of a funny. I had some your episode. I thought it was gonna be like Jordan Jensen 2.0.
You thought what was gonna be Jordan Jensen 2.0?
I thought I would be. I thought I would be. But you guys are longtime friends.
We met on the podcast.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah, we met. First time we met was same with you.
Yeah.
Like just sat down, we got to know each other. And I think that first one was a little bit more serious too. I know that we got into stuff that was serious. Do you know her?
No, I'm dying to meet her.
Awesome.
I know Ian. She seems like she rocks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you friends with other New York comics?
Yeah. Caroline is actually like one of my best friends. I'm trying to think of.
Well, let's get her on the
other
phone
buddies.
then, and
Let's call her up.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's call her up.
Maybe you could tell her how you're feeling about bombing, and she could either. I want to know if she'd be like, "You're probably not," or she's like, "Yeah, you get that way."
Okay, all right.
Think she'll answer?
Yeah, I think she will.
I mean, when you guys are working, do you guys have your phone? I have to imagine, right?
Yeah, we're kind of allowed to. Oh yes.
You say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Caroline.
How are you?
Can you? It's Grace.
It's what?
It's Grace.
Oh my God, Grace! It's been so long. How are you?
I'm so good. Listen, I'm on Rick's podcast and it's going. I'm not sure.
She's feeling really nervous.
Should I call? Hey, Grace. Do you want hot dogs for dinner?
Yes.
You do want hot dogs for dinner, and do you feel like you feel safe to eat hot dogs for dinner?
I think I could.
Totally. Well, I'll be there in 15. Okay. Tell him you have a stomachache.
Oh, okay. Is this?
Wait, great. I don't think you know that I'm on the phone too.
Oh, Rick, what's up?
So I don't know if this is real code for something that I don't get, or you were playing.
Oh, no. I was just asking if she, like, that's not a code. Like, it would be so crazy if we had a code for when she felt unsafe and it was hot dogs for dinner.
Is that what it is?
I did not know this. I was picking up on code.
Yeah, this is code. Hey, Caroline, you got to just come clean now because I'm confused. What was that about? Everything is good. This is Rick Glassman. You probably know that because I called you.
Glassman.
Yeah,
Rick
but I called you,
Glassman.
so you had to know it was me. It was my phone.
Oh, I see. Well, here's the deal: is I have caller ID, so
Right, so you know it's me.
Well, so I knew it was Grace calling from your phone, which could mean two things. It could mean you're calling me because Grace is on your podcast, or it could mean that Grace no longer has her phone. Why would she not have her phone? Because she's in a compromising position where she's not safe.
That's a girl's girl.
So you thought that she wasn't safe because of me, and she knew the password to my phone to unlock it to call you?
Well, I don't think you're a password on your phone type of guy.
Oh, sweetheart.
I think you're the type of guy who wears his heart out on a sleeve, and his password is just a screen lock. It's just and also the other thing is that you and Grace have resemblance. So there is a world where the AI technology saw Grace's face and was like, "That is Rick. You both have curly hair."
That's fair.
Yeah.
That being said, if I'm the type of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve and you don't need a password because I'm so safe, why would you think that she would be in a compromising position with me?
Well, that's a very interesting thing you bring up because
I got you,
sometimes
Caroline.
people
Just admit it. I got you.
No,
I got you.
Wait.
I got you. And now I got you.
Caroline, this is what he does. He gets you.
If you wear your heart on your sleeve, let me ask you a question. Why are you calling me? I must have been brought up on the podcast. Why would you call me?
Yeah. Let's talk about how great you are.
Do you know how you can have a lifeline on a game show? I kind of just used you right now because I'm kind of bombing.
She thinks she's bombing because she's nervous, and I'm saying, fucking, what? It's great. We're just
Grace,
talking.
did he buy you a coffee? Grace, did he buy you a coffee?
No, I brought him donuts.
Hold on, Grace. Did I offer you?
Grace.
Did I offer you a coffee and a tea? I offered you so many drinks.
Caroline, he has so many cool,
Did he
awesome
offer you
drinks.
a beverage?
Yes.
Did he offer you a beverage?
Of course he did.
Don't drink it.
Oh.
Don't drink it.
I watched him pour.
Drink it.
It was sealed. Caroline, you see, by the way, Carrie, if this makes you feel any better, she's bombing.
Okay.
Not
I
you.
don't, no. I don't think she is.
And look at that. Isn't it easier to see other people
You know what you're
better
gonna
than we
do?
can see
You know what
ourselves?
you're gonna do? You're gonna edit this. You're gonna edit the hell out of this. You're gonna edit my words together to make me say things. Like here I am trying to say Caroline's a pedophile, and I would say that.
Are you a pedophile, Caroline?
No, but Rick's gonna edit me to say that.
Seems
All
like
right, Caroline. I just wanted Grace to see what it was like to bomb, and thank you so much.
That's really mean.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on Take Your Shoes Off pod. Grace, are your shoes on?
I wish.
Put them back on, girl.
Hey, Caroline, anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah, I'd love to plug my podcast. No Thanks for Good. Also, I'm on tour. I don't know when this episode comes out. I feel like Rick, you are the type to bank them.
Sometimes.
This one's not going out.
Caroline, when will you be in Los Angeles on tour?
Oh, that date hasn't dropped yet, but check my Instagram, Caroline Banowitz. The Instagram.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm asking when are you going to be in LA?
Oh, I said that date hasn't dropped yet.
Oh, are you keeping it a secret or you don't know?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say to come back on the podcast, but you'll let me know when it drops.
I would love to. I would love to. Oh yeah, Grace is in LA.
Yes.
Now do me a favor. Explain the hot dog.
Your home territory.
If we could just turn the jokes off for a second. I know that's tough for both of us. But
of course.
Could you explain the hot dog thing to me? Were you pretending that you thought she was unsafe, or were you really checking in on her?
So,
please tell me the truth.
There was a time that one of my friends, I believe it was my dear friend Grace O'Malley. Have you met?
We met just today on the pod.
Amazing. So I believe, and Grace, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you told me that when you and your when you didn't want to hang out with people, you would ask your mother if you could have hot dogs for dinner. And that meant you didn't want to go hang out with them. So you would say, hey, Mom, Marissa asked me to sleep over tonight, or Marissa asked me if I could sleep over, but I was kind of wondering, are we having hot dogs for dinner? And that would mean you didn't want to go.
She has me confused with another ginger.
Oh, I have you confused with another ginger. Well, they all look the same.
Do you hear that?
So it's interesting. Grace probably wasn't going to ask you what was going on with the hot dog stuff, were you?
No, I was.
You were just going to let it be.
I was just going to let it go.
That's the difference.
Oh, I thought you.
I knew what she was trying to say though.
Same. I
knew
that.
I was like trying to do a code word thing.
But I didn't know if hot dogs was good or bad, so I just said yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed there was code too. I just didn't have the what's it called? The key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we needed a
yeah, I guess I could have said, what are you guys talking about on the pod? Can you debrief real quick?
I just cried.
Oh, you cried? What'd you guys talk about me?
Yeah.
No, what'd you
Have
talk
you
about?
heard her sing?
Parents?
It'll make you cry in a beautiful way.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Wait, what'd you guys talk about?
Just past excursions, live people, recent events.
Oh, well, you know
She's starting to cry again. She's starting to cry again.
No, I'm twitching.
Grace is killing it. Grace is killing it.
Crushing.
She really is.
Really good.
Hottest comedian in town. Hardest ticket to get.
And I begged to come on here.
She broke the Boston Laugh Factory run for most sold out shows. They gave her a cake.
I did.
This is true.
Whoa.
She did.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How many sold out shows?
7.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was really cool.
How many
but
shows
I'm from
was it?
there.
Still.
It was really cool.
How many shows?
7.
7. That's 7 hours of comedy.
Classic.
Yeah, that's classic.
That's where my dad relapsed.
That's like a full season
after
of
that
White
because he was so
Lotus.
proud, you know.
Did you know her dad relapsed during those shows?
Oh no, we're more casual friends. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you, Caroline.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Grace. And I miss Grace. I used to see her way more often.
She's making me look like a liar.
No,
I just said we're really
Grace.
good friends. You're actually one of my best friends.
No,
we're casual friends.
No, literally today, I kid you not, I was in the car with my boyfriend, and you want to know what he said? He said, I miss Grace. We have to go to dinner soon. And then I said, what do you mean you miss Grace?
Tell her.
Want to know why he misses me?
Why?
Well, I think you can put some pieces together.
Put them together, Caroline.
We're definitely having hot dogs for dinner, if you know what I mean.
Oh, she's fucking your boyfriend. All right.
Well, you having hot dogs for dinner?
I'm running out of phone credit now, so we're gonna have to let you go.
Totally.
Yeah, tokens.
Well, I love you both. I hope you have a great time on the pod.
Caroline.com/punchup for tickets.
Oh yeah, you're so good to me, Rick. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you,
All
Caroline.
right. See you soon.
All right, bye. Love you guys.
Love
Bye-bye.
you, dude.
Yeah, she thought that you were calling from my phone and needed help.
Yeah.
What a wild instinct.
It would be insane to just immediately call. Well, that'd probably be the one person on your phone that I know personally.
Okay.
So, my phone is compromised actually since I've been in here. I haven't been able to send a text or call.
Oh, interesting.
So,
is it still that way?
it is SOS satellite. It's pretty wild.
Who's that on your phone?
Oh, that's LeBron James.
Let me see.
One time he posted smiling through it all because I can't believe this is my life.
Oh, that's the dude who's his son is in the league.
Yeah, and they came up with a really original name for him. His name is Bronny, and his dad is LeBron.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he's in the NBA.
Basketball.
LeBron James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron James. He's
LeBron
the guy
James.
that he was like he came out of high school.
He has the sexiest feet.
You're into feet or you're into LeBron's feet?
When you get a chance, just look up LeBron's feet. They're
Right now. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, he's got the best feet in the game. I'm sure
LeBron James feet. Images. Oh, they're not good.
No.
Yeah, I feel like I actually have seen this before because he works so hard.
Yeah. He really he ran his toes into each other. He just worked so
Man,
hard.
he's got a good body though, huh?
Yeah, he's fucking ripped.
Are you sexually attracted to him?
LeBron. I'll probably go for his son because Bron's a little old by now.
He's not that old.
Well, you're 28. You know.
Yeah.
It's just,
He's 40.
Yeah, you just got your frontal lobe developed. You're good.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, men, it's late.
Minutes late?
For men, it's late.
Yeah. I've had mine for a bit now. At least a couple years.
You can tell.
Well, how so?
You just seem educated, better head on your shoulders.
Are you gonna when you are in a position like you are feeling like you're in now, where you feel like, oh, I'm not doing well or whatever? When you leave, do you leave it behind you, or do you go like, oh?
Oh no, I have a 3-hour car ride to La Jolla. I'll think about it the whole time.
What could you have done better?
I could have been funnier. I could have at least led with more compliments because I do have a lot loaded up for you.
How could you have been funnier?
I a lot of the times I didn't even carry on the if I were to review this, I didn't even carry on the conversation. A lot of the times I just hit it with yeah, 100%. And the whole time I'm saying these responses, I'm like, you could have came up with something better, but my Adderall hasn't kicked in yet. And
that's not true.
No,
you mean you haven't taken your Adderall?
No, I think just about now it's probably kicking in.
No way. We've been doing this for over an hour and a half.
I took it on the way here. It takes me like an hour for it to kick.
Well, it should have kicked in a half hour ago.
Well, I think you play it back from 30 minutes ago. I think things have changed.
Have you?
I think that's when I broke.
do you take Adderall every day?
Yeah.
What happens when you don't take it?
I'm riddled with mess.
Pun
Not to be
intended?
confused with Ritalin. Yeah. I just can't get it. I just can't get it together. I also take it like it's a what's it called? Like an antidepressant.
You take it like it is one, or in addition to?
To me, it kind of makes me happier because my brain's functioning a better way.
Interesting, because right when it kicked in is when you started crying.
That's funny you say that because you're right.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I do need antidepressants. It's crazy to cry in front of a stranger. A stranger you admire. God damn it. 3-hour car ride. Think about the whole time.
Do you I could have wrapped this up a bit ago.
I'm sure.
I'm saying I would have been able to without it being too short.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't. Mm-hmm. I'm not, for whatever it's worth, I'm not feeling off of you what you're feeling other than you saying it.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's another tip I recently was told was that when you're on stage, you should never say that you're bombing because they don't know that.
It's in Steve Martin's autobiography.
Really?
Yeah, he says never let the audience know you're bombing.
Yeah, I thought it was better to be honest because then they know you're on their side.
Yeah, it's not a hard rule. In my opinion, if they know you're bombing, then address it and acknowledge it. But the way he said it wasn't never say you're bombing. It's never let them know you're bombing. Meaning if they don't know, don't tell them.
Yeah.
A friend of mine does that a bit. He's like, oh, I'm not doing well. It's like, I get that if you're doing shtick and you're playing self-deprecating, but also now they think that you think that. And there's something about the audience being comfortable if they trust the performer and they trust that the performer is doing stuff intentionally, even if it's not funny. Mm-hmm. So like when the audience feels that the performer is uncomfortable, they then become uncomfortable.
Yeah. And you can feel it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get them back.
I sometimes like to play with that. I sometimes like to have them be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. How do you do that?
There's different ways, but in this way, it's nervous. I sometimes will, when I'm nervous, I'll, instead of trying to hide it, I'll become really nervous and play into it, because there's a sense of like control. And I don't mean control over the audience. I mean control over myself. Like I'm in control now because I'm doing something by design. I guess you could call it acting.
Yeah.
Like really tapping into a character. But playing a nervous thing, I know how to do so well because it's pretty easy to tap into, especially when you are.
If it's already there.
So then knowing that the audience will then feel that too, so then you could either then do jokes as a nervous character that a nervous person wouldn't actually do, you know? So it's like, well, that's a weird thing for somebody who's nervous to say.
Yeah.
And, or I like to sometimes have an arc of like, I'll get a little bit of a laugh. Sometimes the laugh will be because they're being nice. You know, there's an interesting dynamic that the audience gives to what they believe is an underdog. And I sometimes like to define myself as that. So then I could get away with more.
Do you actually feel like an underdog?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I that to feel like one is to be one. And I am saying, like, when I'm feeling nervous, I want to be, I become one.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's what the audience would assume, but when I feel that way, consciously, but when I feel like that, I feel like at least subconsciously the audience is picking up on that. You know, looking at the floor more, finding my words, the lights being, like, not used to how bright the lights are. Not laughing when I don't get the laugh. You know,
But
seeing them the judgment that you have on yourself.
How do you deal with if someone were to heckle you in that moment?
That's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you get to act. You know, you get to you know, not know what to say.
Yeah.
You get to be thrown, and then you're now it's conscious. Now the audience knows you're an underdog. And then you get to like live in this world. It's almost like if you could go back into your body as a 10-year-old kid, but with today's mind. But you also still have the chemistry, the brain chemistry of that 10-year-old. So like your body is still but it's like it's a
good way to put it.
Thank you. It's like when people get panic attacks for the first time, they're more afraid of what's happening to their body than when they get them all the time. It still feels really bad, but they know it's easier to self-soothe when you recognize the patterns, right?
Yes.
You've been here before. It's just sit down, you know, whatever it might be. So like, but to have the adult thoughts or to have the pattern recognition of like, so like I'm still in this position where the audience, you know, there's a room full of people who are feeling uncomfortable because you're bombing. And because even if somebody heckles, that heckler might be an asshole.
Yeah.
But that heckler is still beating me up and the audience isn't coming to my rescue. They aren't coming to my rescue because they're not the type of person that feels that they should or need to or comfortable enough. So now they have that discomfort of like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, there's a sense of like understanding. By the way, is this okay? Am I talking like I've never articulated this before?
I'm loving this
on a podcast. But like, there's like I now know. I never know what the audience is thinking. I know what I'm thinking, and I want them to agree. There are sometimes I have a better understanding of what the audience might be thinking. That is one of them.
Yeah.
I now believe I'm pretty confident that I understand what they're thinking, which is, right? Knowing what they're thinking makes it so much easier to write jokes based on what the room is. Another fun thing is a lot of times the room isn't all on the same page. I mean, when you're killing and you're riding that wave, there's this feeling of like, oh, we're all in on this together.
Yeah.
When you're bombing, it's the same thing. Everybody is in on this together. The problem is the audience knows that the comic doesn't want to do that, or maybe the audience thinks the comic doesn't know they're doing that. That's when it's nice to be like, I understand I'm not doing well. That's when you're like, at least we now are making the audience feel more comfortable that we're all on the same page.
Yes.
Funny or not. So being all on the same page offers that. So when everybody's on the same page, and that same page is that the comic isn't on the same page, but I am, and they don't know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
What a fun world to live in.
Yeah.
Because at any moment I could, like, there are some times where I then will get a little bit of a laugh.
Is it in support?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In support, and or it wasn't that big of a laugh. It was just a little funny thing. But then I like to play this character of, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a little bit more comfortable now. This ain't so fucking hard, is it?
Yeah.
And then it goes from like discomfort to like arrogant or cocky. And that arc of like, what the fuck just happened? But they're already on board because they're like, we were rooting for him, or we're now feeling better because we're not uncomfortable for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to go up there and be arrogant or cocky, confident, without it being as unlikable, because they're like, good for him. Does that make sense?
They've been rooting for you to get to that point the whole time. If you came in cocky originally,
Not necessarily.
Like this guy.
Also, pardon the semantic, but are they rooting for me to do better because they want for me, or are they rooting for me to do better because they don't want to feel that discomfort anymore?
Personal gain.
Whether they realize it or not, I always think there's at least that part of it, making the audience feel safe. And there's a bit of a difference between just the audience feeling safe throughout the whole thing. Nate Bargatze, for example, who's the most successful comedian in the world right now. So it's not for better or worse. One might argue for better. But with that, then you're not able to have the same type of, now they feel safe when they didn't before. And there's a different, again, not for better or worse, but it's different. It's a different thing. Like by the way, I mean, you were just saying, oh, I could have been in here and said more. And I'm like, let me double down on that and just not let you say anything for 15 minutes straight.
No,
I'm liking talking about this because I think about this stuff all the time, and I don't think I've ever talked about it on a podcast.
It's interesting to articulate what goes through your head in those moments, because if not, you just think it's your own thought, and you haven't been able to verbalize how that is for you. It's interesting.
I have thought about this a lot to myself.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this off camera to some of my friends. But I do think it's important for people, but we'll just say performers now, and for people that perform, public speaking, going to a family dinner, meeting a spouse's parents, whatever
LeBron.
it is. What about LeBron? Performing in front of LeBron? How so?
He's a performer.
Absolutely. I think playing basketball is a different type of performance. But yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because you have a team.
Yes.
I guess I think,
and your goal isn't the people watching. Your goal is to win.
Yeah, no, that's true too. Is there a sport where it's up to the audience participation?
There are any sport, the audience affects some of the athletes. I mean, home court advantage, sometimes you have that thing where like everyone's cheering for you, you feel good. Kobe talked about how he liked playing away games, similar like you being on other people's podcasts, because those boos really amped him up. But I think that for performers, it's to recognize why they're feeling a certain way instead of just recognizing that they're feeling a certain way, lets you then control that feeling and make it part of your art. I was always so nervous or afraid, and still often am, that I started to write in defense of that for a long time. And what I didn't realize is I could be writing with, like, instead of playing defense, playing offense. Like, oh, instead of like hiding this thing about me, let me like really be that thing, like really be that thing. And then live in that world and write for that. Anyway, I'm becoming a little insecure of how much I'm talking.
No, don't be. I'm like, I relate to that 100%. I also think I've never been more confident than on stage. which is like kind of the opposite of what you were saying, almost.
I feel a sense of confidence in that too. But why do you think you feel more confident on stage than off stage?
I think I have more of a free will to say what's actually on my mind than if I were to be like in a conversation, because it's either taken as a joke or it's taken serious. But either way, it's a win.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel more confident. I feel in some ways more confident on stage than off stage. Not even on stage, when performing. So like even in my real life, when I feel like I'm performing, I feel more confident.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way as well, or is it just on stage with a microphone?
Like if I were to be on like any other podcast but this one, I think I would be performing and I would be feeling good.
Do you know John Rnitzki?
Yes.
He's really funny at talking about how uncomfortable he is. Incidentally, I have a missed call from him. Can I ask him about it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I would have thought of him anyway, but I did just see. He's just nervous and scared all the time.
Big fan of that guy.
Same.
I just met him for the first time recently.
Will he know you by name?
Potentially.
Okay.
Hey.
John, I'm on a podcast.
All right.
Could you hear me?
Yeah. You're on a podcast.
So I have somebody with me who I just brought you up coincidentally, and there was a missed call, so I wanted to talk to you about it. You met her recently. No obligations if you don't remember who she is by name. Grace O'Malley. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do know. I do know Grace.
That's huge, John.
What happened was I walked into a show. I think it was the first time Grace and I had met. I said I was coming off an Adderall bender, and then she offered me Adderall.
Yeah.
Did you take it?
I wanted to fix them.
And it was just so generous. And I did take her up on it.
And look at you now.
Did you not want me to say this on the pod?
She was just talking about her about taking Adderall unrelated to this. So
I thought it was just very, very generous, especially since we didn't really know each other.
No, of course.
And then she went on stage and she killed it.
He killed it.
Grace was she says she's a fan of this podcast and she's nervous and she feels like she's not being funny and it's throwing her off, and then she has to drive for 3 hours and she's going to be in her head. And I was like, Rnitzki doesn't like the things he does, but that's all I do. But he's so good at it.
But it's genuine, and then after the fact, I guess it turns out being all right. People say anyhow. But I do genuinely feel that I'm not funny every time I'm on there, and that I'm just bringing my baggage in there, or whatever I'm going through, and that doesn't feel funny to me at the time because I'm just genuinely spiraling. Yeah. And then it gets worse because you can't tell when Rick's being serious or not.
John, I cried.
So that's great. I mean, that's not great, but it's important.
I don't know what happened there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it can't be worse than crying, right?
No, it can't be. It can't get better than crying.
Yeah.
Whoa, deep, dude.
I'm real proud of you. I'm real proud of your vulnerability. By the way, I cried to Rick in a Sweet Green the other day.
Oh, wow, that's romantic.
John called me yesterday because he I just put on Jordan Jensen 5.0 recently. And John, the last 5 minutes of that is just John on the phone by himself talking to the camera. We're not even in there.
I just don't even know who I am anymore. And then you drink coffee and it doesn't even wake you up. It just makes you more anxious. Is anyone not tired? Is anyone not tired? What are we doing this for? Nobody even knows. It's a rat race. It's a rat race. And me, I'm the worst of them all. I'm just out for myself. I'm not helping anybody. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I'm making people laugh. I'm doing it because I want their love. Not because I have anything to say. I have nothing to say beyond love me. That's why I haven't had a kind of a steady romantic relationship, because it's all about me at the end of the day. Even my last relationship, it was all about her, and that hurt, but it was really all about getting her to love me as much as she thinks about herself. It's not about real human connection. It's whatever. everything's fine, right? Some people are just fine. I think some people are just fine. Or maybe they're not, and they're just dealing with it differently. I'd be happier if I didn't think about how I was feeling all the time. I had so much to do.
And John called me yesterday. He's like, "Hey man," because he was spiraling. He goes, "Hey man, that was funny. Could you send me a clip of that?" So like, you think you're not funny, and then you watch it. But yeah, and then 30 minutes after that, he was crying in a Sweet Greens.
Yeah, it was only because Rick just looked me in the eyes and said, "You all right? You don't seem good," or something like that. And I just started crying.
You broke.
I broke.
You're breaking
Rick
people.
said, yeah. Well, Rick really does care.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Everything's going to be fine.
Who are you talking to? Where are you?
I'm just kind of saying it out loud.
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
What were you calling for?
It's for everybody. Well, you were telling me a Kristen Bell story yesterday, and I remember I said I'd call you back, and I do want to hear the end of the story.
Oh, yeah. I was telling him about one of my favorite episodes when Kristen Bell, episode 100, Kristen Bell came on my podcast, and then a Postmates driver kind of scared her. He climbed the balcony. I'll tell you about it later. I'll send it to you. It's a funny episode, but anyway, I'll call you later.
And then I also wanted to talk to you about your personal life, but we won't do that on the pod.
Yeah. Well, is there any advice you could give to Grace for her drive? She's going to La Jolla, 5 shows. Already have 2 of them sold out. And she's nervous about that 3-hour drive of her thinking like, oh, I should have been better on this podcast or something. Even though I am saying, which not that I can make her believe, but like it felt very honest and fun. I had a great time. I could have ended this over a half hour ago. I wanted to keep going. I'm enjoying my time.
Well, I can really relate. And then what I realized is, especially by doing Rick's live show, but also in the comments, Rick fans are just very nice people.
They really are.
That's huge.
And he just attracts a certain kind of authentic autistic fan that just really, they're very supportive and they get anxiety very well. So, anytime I'm on there and vulnerable, they're very appreciative.
Oh, that's good.
And so they're not coming for you.
All right.
Yeah, I've noticed this even more so as I've been touring more now and meeting the people that want to come see me perform. But like a lot of these people are anxious. They get stomach aches. They're socially awkward. They're what
Jewish.
Thank you. They're Jewish, and it's not religiously, culturally. If there were a podcast, a comedy podcast, a podcast that's funny sometimes to do it on, this is the one. John, what advice do you have for her for those 3 hours where she isn't taking any of our advice because you can't just have somebody say it's okay and then you believe them. So
I just want you to think about the fact that you're driving from LA to La Jolla to sold out shows.
Pretty
you're doing
cool.
Great.
Okay, that's
cool.
Good.
Think about that.
That's good.
That's real cool.
Because I'm in Tampa, and ticket sales are not good. So
I just did Tampa, and a roach flew across the stage, so that was fun.
How were ticket sales?
Decent.
See? And John, how long you been doing this?
Well, Grace is doing really well.
Guys.
She's got a lot of buzz.
John, how long have you been doing stand-up?
I don't want to talk about it.
John's one of the funniest guys I've ever seen.
I tell him, John, do I not tell you this all the time? I think he's one of the funniest guys in the world.
I know, Rick. You're the only thing keeping me afloat here.
John Rnitzki, Lisa Gilroy, Sam Richardson. I might be missing some people, but those are my friends that make me laugh in a way.
Yeah, that's
I guess Santino too. Santino, especially when he does his voices. Especially when he gets into his voices. I mean, I have so many funny friends, but I'm talking about people that's like, hey, listen, when in doubt, if I'm doing a live show, will you come? You know, like they're gonna help. They're gonna help.
I told Lisa, I met Lisa the other day. I told her that she should be a co-host on this show. I love when she's on.
She's so funny.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love watching those clips of you too. Also.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
Bye,
John.
John.
Anything you want to plug for June dates?
Now, I'm feeling like the only thing that ruined your episode of this podcast was me on the phone.
Jesus.
No, John, thank you. I needed you.
You know, I want to say something. I get people that comment or say like like, you know, a mean version of like everyone gets the you're not funny, but the one that I get a lot is like he thinks he's funny but he's not, or like he's so you know, his confidence is unearned, like shit like that, where it's like he's so unaware. Why does he think people like him? That kind of shit. And I would so much rather be, and pardon me if this is mean to say, I would so much rather think I'm funnier than I am than to be like you guys, or at least you, John, and not realize how funny you are. You know, like, let me walk around thinking I'm the man while everyone else is being like, that guy's so fucking annoying. I'm like, I'm eating good, you know? And you're so funny, and you're just like, I shouldn't have ruined this. It's like, dude, what are you talking about?
I sometimes I just feel like there's a funny person trapped inside, you know, the other stuff.
Trans comedian.
Yeah.
You're a drama actor. You have the body of a drama actor, but there's a comedian inside of you.
Sure.
You need to transition into being a confident comedian.
Out of my own way. You hear me, Grace?
You know, I hear you, man. I'm right there with you.
Do you have any advice for John? Maybe it's easier to give other people advice than yourself.
Oh,
Can I give you more direction?
Yes.
Knowing how funny you think John is.
Yes.
And that he's saying this, what thoughts do you have in your head that you think if he had in his head would benefit him?
The thoughts in my head about him?
About him. That if he could take on those thoughts, he would be better off.
I'll just leave you with this, John. There's
getting off stage the way she said that.
there's not that many people in this world that I think can do no wrong, and I think you're one of them.
Oh, that's so sweet. Come on. Are you freaking kidding me?
Wow, John, imagine if you felt that way about you.
Well, I just her saying that's enough to get me through at least today.
All right, dude. Well, listen, I'm sure the Tampa crowd's going to start, you know, on the day they come more. But once you release your special, unless we're not allowed to talk about that, I'll bleep it. Can we announce that you're working on a special?
You could say that.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a fun higher concept special. Oh, yeah. And once that comes out, I think the people in Tampa are going to be like, I can't believe I missed him. And when you go back, they will have forgotten about it and not go still. But like you will, but people are going to love your special.
Perfect.
All right, go to punchup.live/Rnitzki.
You're a star. Don't overthink the drive. Just enjoy the drive. Get a good playlist going and be grateful for your life, okay?
All right, thanks, man. Right back at you. This show's going to be fantastic.
Okay, I'll be thinking about you.
Okay, all right. Love you, buddy. I'll call you later.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye. Fun stuff. I love him.
That was good. These phoning the friends, it's been good.
Yeah.
I've been liking that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we got almost 2 hours.
2 hours. Shit.
Yeah, if this wasn't going good, it would have been an hour. But I also don't want to say when you see our episodes, it doesn't mean that we think it's not going well. Sometimes I or the guest only has the hour. Mm-hmm. So when you see a shorter episode, it doesn't mean it's not, you know. But
I'm sure this will be cut down to 30.
I think we could find an hour of this. You just cut out your shit.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just call it a solo pod. Pretend I was never here.
No, because I responded to you some stuff. We'll have some of your stuff.
Oh, you gotta put a cartoon over me.
It's too expensive for an episode where people aren't going to even enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Oh, there I am making that joke. Like, let's get this over with, and you might think that was real.
No, I'm good now.
Are we there now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go kill myself.
Do you really feel bad now?
You wouldn't last a day in my head.
It sucks.
Life you don't get redos, but I hope we could do this again at a different time.
How about, absolutely, we'll do it again. Okay. Absolutely, when you're back in town, come back on again.
Okay.
I really think that people who watch my podcast, who watch this, are going to feel like, oh, I get that. And I think that's a beautiful thing to be. Mm-hmm. Like, to be, I don't know why, nervous gets such a bad rap.
I could put it into terms of, you know how you guys like this show? Imagine if you got the opportunity to be on the show. That's kind of what this is.
JonMichael, who edits this,
mm-hmm.
And JonMichael, I don't know if you will still feel this way, but I know you'll remember, he hasn't been on the podcast much. A couple of times he's been on. The longest he's ever been on it was literally just to do ads. Mm. And when he was editing them, he was like, he was like,
yeah.
You know. I even noticed it while we were doing it. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to do it. I mean, and my guess is, JonMichael, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're probably just such a huge fan of mine.
That's what it
about
is.
JonMichael.
Oh, sorry. Well, you got me too. You got me too.
I'm picturing JonMichael when I say that for him to cut to him at his computer editing, looking at camera going like this. I'm just joking. And then he'll play Don't Think Twice, It's All Right on the guitar.
Oh, he's a guitarist.
Yeah, he's getting pretty good too.
Shredding. You can play?
I can play a little guitar. I'm more of a piano player.
Rock on.
Yeah.
So is Caroline.
She plays yeah, I knew that. I did know that. And I know she likes to do her comedy songs about making jokes about her friends being unsafe around another friend of hers, who she doesn't know as well because she's only met me once.
It's the hot dog anthem.
Yeah. She wasn't even thinking of the right friend, by the way.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just all around this is a.
That's the biggest blow. It's got to be. You're like, she's one of my best friends. She's like, oh, hey, how you doing? It's been such a long time. Which one are you again?
Mm-hmm. She big time me.
Yeah.
You know, people that go on the road, they think they're better than you. You know, stuff.
You're more East Coast sometimes than other times.
I mentioned that at one point. I don't know why I do this. I go in and out. I don't know who I am. Kind of like how you play up a character on stage.
Yeah.
I do that in just my everyday life. I have no idea what my real accent is.
Well, you know what? I think that's the theme of I don't know if it's of your act right now, but at least of where you are. You're trying to find yourself. You're 27?
6.
Oh, you look 27.
Well, that's good. I can play a mom in Hollywood.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is the end.
All right, great.
I want to not take on any of your oh no energy because once I have it, then it comes.
No, don't subscribe.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you got it. But I will say, as your friend, you don't need to have that right now.
Yeah.
I had a good time with you, and I'd love to have you back whenever.
I would love that. That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Well,
thanks for having me.
You already did your What the Fuck's Up plug.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Where can people find your tickets?
If
there's any left.
Grace K. O'Malley on Instagram and TikTok.
GraceKOMALLEY. No apostrophe because URLs don't want those.
It's so fucked up. I don't even want to get into it. It's my name, and they take part of my name away.
I'm going to take a Polaroid picture of you now.
Awesome.
We're going to cut into theme music.
Okay.
And then then it's going to end. So you could, if you want to say anything into the microphone now, don't worry. No one's going to hear it.
Okay.
They're going to hear it. I was saying, looking for you to confess something.
Oh,
it's like a secret.
I actually had a blast.
You were just joking around. See? She had a good time. The nerves that you're feeling, and maybe I'm over communicating. I believe I would tell you, like, I know what you're saying. We'll edit it down. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's fine. If you don't want to post it, we could do it. Like I'm not feeling that at all. I really had a really nice time with you.
Okay, cool.
And
Perfect.
I felt like I got to know you a bit.
Yes.
I had a nice time with you. I hope you did.
I totally did too. I wasn't myself. That's all it was. I wasn't myself.
Well, you were. A
different version of
it. You were the version of yourself that you are when you're feeling a little nervous and not maybe completely present.
Yeah.
But that's part of who you are.
Yes. Yes.
We like that part of you.
Thank you.
We do, honestly.
I was really looking forward to this. And
well, then we'll do it again. I've done some where I felt like I had a good time with a person, but it wasn't funny, and like a person who I know and I'm funny with all the time, and then I'll be like, hey, come back again. Let's do bits. Let's get stoned. Let's do whatever. This is I just got to know a girl who is selling out comedy shows, and John says is really funny. Who just saw you?
That was huge from John.
Yeah.
That was huge to get that.
All right, let's do this. All right. 1, 2.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee.